Hi everyone, and welcome to the Al Boom and Beyond the Bike Giant Triathlon Series. We are now in the race 2. We're going to be hosting this up at Al Qudra this Sunday with all you nice people. My name's John. I'll be your race director for the event. Do come say hi. Look forward to hosting all of you in the morning of Sunday. And of course, a big thanks to Beyond the Bike and Al Boom for making it possible for us to host the Giant Triathlon Series for all of you. Big thanks for joining me here tonight. I apologize on the 1:15. We had a bit of technical issues in the office with one of the two ISP providers here in the UAE, but we are now back up online and I am glad to say we are ready to roll. So if you're just joining the chat now or the race briefing, a big thanks to you again for turning up. I'm going to run through the event. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. I'll try and answer them at the end, or we can have a conversation afterwards if you have any other further questions. As I said earlier, my name is John. I will be your race director and looking forward to hosting all of you on Sunday. We will be doing this, as I said, up in Zads. So I am going to now start the race briefing for you and show you, if I can get this off my screen, what it is exactly you're going to be doing. So I do hope that most of you know where Zads is. It's part of the Al Qudra cycling track. If you're not sure, you're new to Dubai, or this is your first time, you can check out my little red dot on the map. You can also Google Al Qudra or Zads cycling track, and that will take you to this exact same spot. So this will take us down into the area where we're participating. As I said, I hope all of you know Zads. You've been here before. It's part of the Al Qudra cycling track, the new power station that's being built here. And then we will be running, or rather you will be running around the lakes in the area down to the bottom. So depending on what you're doing, we have a run, bike, run triathlon series. If you're doing standard, you will be doing a 10-kilometer run followed by a 40-kilometer bike and then a 5-kilometer run. If you're doing a sprint, that's half the distance. So you'll do a 5-kilometer run, then you'll do a 20-kilometer bike and then a 2.5-kilometer run. Or if you're doing the super sprint distance, you will be doing a 2.5-kilometer run followed by a 10-kilometer bike. And this course, it will be 7.5. And then you will follow that with a 1.25-kilometer run. So I will now mute Joe on her iPhone. Thanks, Joe. Try and keep yourselves muted. I'll answer any questions if you have any at the end. I will now pull up the triathlon series overview for you happening on 27th Feb. Big thanks, of course, to Dubai Sports Council and Giant. Didn't mention Dubai Sports Council earlier, but a big thanks to them for allowing us to host these events. Of course, as well, the Triathlon Federation, who monitor and manage all multi-sport events in the region as well. So this is where Race Village start line and finish will be. I'll run through this, then I'll come back and annotate across the top of it. We're going to be occupying ourselves in Zads. Transition is going to be at this bottom section on the half moon crescent at Zads. We will be allowing one-way traffic of bicycles as they come down into Zads. They will then merge and come past as you share. When you leave Zads, not you, sorry, the athletes, when other general public cyclists leaves, they will be leaving on this red route and they will enter the track further up the top. We will be closing the track as best we can for individuals heading to the left or people coming on the public track. So that should be open just for you guys. I say should, we have the rights to the track. However, we can't stop everybody. There are a lot of riders in Dubai who feel that it's their God-given right to ride through cones and marshals, and it is their track. However, for the morning and the event, it is our track. We will do our best to stop any oncoming cyclists to you. However, please at all times be vigilant, look after yourself, look after all the other athletes that you are racing. So as I said, the start line will be down the bottom here. This is where you will start your run. You will run on this blue line off around the track. This is the run track here. So you will run all the way around our little 2.5-kilometer loop. If you're doing the standard distance, that's 4 laps. If you're doing the sprint distance, that's 2 laps. And if you're doing the super sprint distance, it's 1 lap. You'll then come back into the transition area, which we can see here. You'll come into the transition area, get your bike, and then you're going to come and turn right. So you'll come through here, round the back of Zad's. You will then enter onto your bike. This is where you get on the mount line here. You will then continue out onto the main road, quick turn at the roundabout, and you will then head on the main road down on your bike route. So this is where we just started, the Zad's, the car parking. You will enter onto the track. You will cycle all the way down. This is a 20-kilometer stretch. I will talk about the mosque and I will talk about the super sprint turn in a second. Excuse me. So we will then, apologies for that. If you're trying to call me for any reason, please put the question in the chat rather than phoning us. So we will do a 20-kilometer lap. This means if you're doing the standard distance, 40 kilometers, you will do 2 laps on the bike. So it'll be 4 laps on the run to start with, and then 2 laps on the bike. And if you're doing sprint, it's 1 lap of this course. And if you're doing super sprint, we will turn you early on this course. I'm just going to run through these in a bit more detail so you have understanding of what exactly we will be doing. So we will start with the Olympic, which is standard and sprint distance. So you will leave Zad's, as I said. You will mount at this point, you will cycle, you'll go on the opposite side of the road, and you will continue to cycle down in your designated lane. You will cycle all the way down. You'll go past the first roundabout, you'll go past the second roundabout, and then you will get to the mosque. At the mosque, you will then turn into the cycle lane and you will cycle back towards Zad's on the cycle track. So that is your entry onto the cycle track at the mosque. It will be coned, there will be marshals. We will be blocking the cycle track at this point. So please take safe course when you head back onto the track. As I said, we will attempt to stop all traffic as they come to Zad's. However, there may be 1 or 2 non-racers on the track. The marshals and the staff try their best to stop everyone, but as we all know in Dubai, everybody seems to have their own agenda. So we will do our best to stop all traffic at this point. However, if people decide to ride through marshals or around them, you may find 1 or 2 cyclists on the track heading back to Zad's. These super sprint guys will turn early at the first roundabout. You will come onto the cycle track at this point. You will merge with the other traffic. We will have marshals, we will have it coned, so you merge safely, and then you will come back to Zad's and into the transition. When you come back, you'll be at the bottom of my screen here. You'll be coming back down this route, and you will come into transition at the bottom of the screen in this yellow bar here. You will then transition from your bike onto running again, and you will head back out on the same run course. That run course, again, for your reference, is 2.5 kilometers. If you are doing standard, that will be 2 laps on your second run. If you are doing sprint, it will be 1 lap on your second run. And if you're doing super sprint, it will be half a lap, where we will have a turn point roughly at this section, which will take you back to the beginning. We will have timing mats out on the turn points, so you should get split times, and also we will be doing checks to make sure that you hit those timing points. Right, I will now go to my map and just annotate these on Google Maps so you can see. If there are any questions, please put them in the chat. So I guess we can do this and zoom in. Let me get my little annotate button. We want to draw in red. Right, so this is where we will start here. You will start your run on the track. You will head down into the lakes somewhere this direction. You will then come back from the lakes after your lap. If you are doing standard, you will do 4 laps. So standard will be 4 laps. Sprint will be 2 laps, and the super sprint will be 1 lap. That is on your first run. You will then come back into transition after you've done your laps. You will then leave this way through Zad's. You will mount on your bike here, and you will start your run, your bike, all the way down the road. We have a lane dedicated for you on the road. And then depending on whereabouts and what distance you are doing, you will need to follow the directions. So as I said earlier, you have the first roundabout at this section, second roundabout, and then you will be coming to the mosque area here. If you are doing standard or sprint, you will be coming down the road in this direction, around the roundabout, into the cycle track, and then returning back towards Zads in this direction. So you'll be coming up the road and going back in this direction. So what that means for all of the Olympic stroke standard racers, when you come back to Zads, you still have one more lap to do on your bike. So you will be coming back along this way. You will then dismount. Yes, you will dismount on your second lap. You'll come through Zads, and then you will mount and continue for your second lap. And that will be your 40 kilometers. For those of you that are doing the super sprint, you will start the same, but at the first roundabout, you will enter onto the cycle track. So you'll come along, you'll follow the directions and the cones. You will know that you're only doing super sprint, and you will know first roundabout you turn, and then you come back onto the public cycle track. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the routes, those are the distances. We're expecting it to be a very fast event for all of you, and we hope a very exciting one. I shall now open the floor to any questions. If you have anything you'd like me to cover or answer, you can ask. Okay, Armel, it is non-draft, correct? That is right. It is a non-draft race. You are not allowed to draft. There will be draft busters. Zads is the last exit, correct, Joe? Zads is called last exit. So if you want to Google somewhere in the cycle community, we knew it as Zads because this is Zads Market here and coffee shop. That's before that the last exit over here was built. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. I should share my screen. Hang on, Joe. Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, Zads is how we referred to it a few years ago before the last exit was built. So this is Zads here. Whether you know it or not, I'm not sure. You get a coffee, hydrate. When you're in the race, I advise not doing that. And then they built this last exit here. And so now it's known as last exit. But this whole area is last exit Zads. You will use the car park. You will park your cars in this area. This is where, feel free, you will come. Bike racking is from 6 to 6:45 in the morning. TT bikes are allowed. It's up to you. You can bring a road bike or a TT bike, but no drafting on either, please. Okay, let's clear the screen, stop sharing. And if you want to come off mute, ask a question, you're more than welcome to. You can put it in the chat. Anyone got any questions they'd like me to answer? Well, that's marvelous. First race briefing with virtually no questions. Amazing. What shall I put in Google Maps to get to Zads? Okay, I'll tell you what, Valerie, we'll do this. Oh, let me share my screen again. So what we'll do is we'll do this, then I will mark it there. And I will share and copy this link and put it into the chat room for you now. There's the link. However, if you still need to search for something, I believe you can do Zads Cafe Dubai and it comes up. or you can put in last exit Al Qudra. It will come up as well. Still brings you to the same entrance. Or I think you can actually just type in Al Qudra cycle track car park. There you go. No, don't want to do that one. That's the bottom of the stick. So don't do that. Stick with Zad's or last exit. They're the ones you want to head for. Zad's Cafe or last exit. There you go. Perfect. My pleasure. Okay, well, that really ends the race briefing. It's a nice short one. Could you please repeat where the car parking area for the passport? Yes, it's in the Zad's Cafe. So if you look at my screen, I think I'm sharing, you have parking all through this area. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of car parking spaces. I'm going to annotate just because I can. This is all car parking in this area here. And then if we also zoom out a little bit, I will need to clear the screen again. We have car parking in this area as well. And any overflow car parking, we will use this road here. So come early. We should have lots of car parking available. If not, we will start to use these last exit car park areas as well. As always, we do advise to look after the planet. Come with a friend, share a car or a truck, depending on your SUV size, and try and cut down on any emissions. Yes, that's right, Dennis. As you go through the Zad's area, you will need to dismount and then mount again. That is correct. My pleasure. Okay, well, we have the Dubai Canal Run happening tomorrow morning. Not sure if any of you are registered or signed up for it, but we hope to see you there bright and early. Otherwise, we'll see you up at Qudra on Sunday morning. I'm excited about this one. First time there's been a duathlon up at this area. Super excited to be able to do that. Thanks to Dubai Sports Council, of course, Al Boom and Beyond the Bike for making that possible as well. A lot of time and effort have gone into securing this venue. So big thanks to everyone involved. The guys know who they are. And yeah, super excited. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your evenings and have a wonderful, wonderful race with us. And do come say hi in the morning. I like talking to everyone, even if I'm a bit busy. High fives all around. All right, guys, I'm going to end the briefing here. Thanks so much. Take care. Have a great evening. All the best to every one of you for joining. And again, apologies for the 1:15.